guys. Oh my gosh, I have tried to film this no less than 4 times now, and I just cannot seem to not be so awkward in the beginning. So 5th time's the charm. Let's just get right into this. Hi, welcome to a new episode of The Chat on video. So for anybody who's listening to the podcast like normal, everything's normal, but I'm also posting this to YouTube as a video version. I'm gonna be recapping my trip to Europe today, and I just thought it would be fun to add all of the photos and videos and everything onto the video so that you guys can actually visualize the trip. But of course, you know, for people who are still like listening to the chat while they're driving to work or whatever, like you probably can't watch the YouTube videos, so I wanted to make sure that I did both. And I think this is gonna be like some good content. I wish I would have taken the camera on the trip, but honestly, I don't regret it. I'm glad that I didn't because it was my first time out of the country. So I just wanted to like be in the moment and take it all in, but I got a ton of stuff on my phone. So yeah, I think this is gonna be fun. As I always say when I podcast by myself, it's hard because I can't, like, I'm trying to look at my phone to look at my notes that I have, but then any pauses just feel like so awkward. This is the best intro that I've done though, so let's just get right into it. So I went to Paris and Barcelona. Like I said, it was my first time to Europe, first time leaving the country. So I left on November 1st and I met Sarah and Brittany. There were 2 Britneys on the trip down in LA. So I took a different flight from Sacramento to LA that morning, and we were flying from LA direct to Paris. So that was like a few days or maybe like a week or something into the government shutdown. And so the airport in Sacramento was insane. It was so bad. And I don't blame like anybody who wasn't working at that time. Like they weren't getting paid. Like honestly, like I'm so happy that there was anybody working. But yeah, like when I got there, the line to just check bags was so long. And honestly, in that line, I was like, I'm probably gonna miss my flight, like unfortunately. But I checked my bag, literally went running to the shuttle that takes you to the actual terminal. Got to security, and the line was so long at security that that's when I realized like, oh no, I am 100% going to miss this flight. And then the people who sell Clear were walking around and they were like, sign up for Clear, get to the front of the line. And so I jumped on a line and I was like, how much is it? Sign me up. Honestly, like I would have paid probably any amount of money in that moment because if I didn't make that flight, like I wasn't going to Paris. So he was signing me up and he was like, oh, where are you headed today? You need to get to the front of the line. And I was like, well, I'm flying to LA, which is kind of anticlimactic, but it's because I'm trying to fly across the world after that. So I really need to make this first flight or else the rest of the day is like bad. It's really bad. So yeah, got Clear, got all signed up there, which is kind of cool. So now I have like an annual membership and I can just hop to the front of the line at like a lot of major airports. And I don't have TSA pre-check, which is kind of weird. I don't know why I never got that, but I don't have it. So anyway, flew down to LA and then met up with the girls in LA. I was there for a few hours alone, and it's the only time in this entire storyline that my leg was hurting. A little bit of background, all of my podcast listeners know, but I broke my leg the first week of September and literally like pretty much laid low for 2 months and like didn't do anything. The weekend after I broke it, I didn't even know it was broken at that point. I thought I'd still like torn something in my knee or something. I flew down to San Diego for Amanda's bridesmaid weekend, and that was basically like the only thing that I did like at all in those 2 months. Like I literally, I knew that I needed to like get healthy and be able to walk. And so in the airport that day, at LAX, when I was just like sitting in the international terminal, is the only time that my leg started hurting. And I was like, oh my gosh, like you've got to be kidding me. Like it hasn't been hurting. But anyway, it didn't hurt again after that, which is good. Met up with the girls, like I said. We flew Air France from LA to Paris, and that is such a nice airline. Like, we just were sitting in like coach, and are coach and economy the same thing? They are, right? Like, I feel like coach is like an old term and now they say economy, but I feel like coach sounds cooler. I don't know. Anyway, we were in the regular seats, and even the regular seats were really nice. Like, the food was good, the service was really good. I slept like 4 hours. It was a 10-hour flight, and I thought I slept like 1 hour, but then I woke up and I had slept 4, so that was kind of exciting. Other than that, just like watched the new season of Selling Sunset, and it really didn't feel like that long, to be honest. Like, I thought it was going to be like pretty miserable, and it wasn't. It was fine. So yeah, land in Paris, and then we took the train at the airport. It's Charles de Gaulle. That's where we flew into. It's like an hour outside of the city of Paris. So flew in there. The airport is huge. We got our bags. That was all like pretty easy. Went through customs and all of that. Got on the train, and then it was like 12 stops. So kind of a long time. And then the train station was like right outside of our hotel. Our hotel was called Neste La Halle. I'll put the name of it on the screen, and in the podcast show notes, I will also put some of the details of this trip in there too. The hotel was really cute. It was definitely like a boutique hotel, which I don't think I've ever really stayed in. I usually stay in like pretty commercial hotels, and it was really cute though. It was very Paris. It had like the windows that like opened out, and then like the spiral staircase. The elevator was so small, like literally made for just one person. Our suitcases like barely fit in with us. But yeah, and then that night, after we checked in and kind of got settled, we did ourselves up a little bit, and then we went to go see, it was dark at that point, and we went to go see the Eiffel Tower. So very first thing I saw in Paris was the Eiffel Tower at night. And I will say, like, people have been asking me like, what's your favorite thing that you did on this trip? And to be totally honest with you, like, that is my favorite thing. And that is so cheesy, I'm sure, to everybody who travels and is like, really, the Eiffel Tower? Like, that's what you can come up with? It was like, it's just so surreal for me to see the Eiffel Tower in person. And the first time I saw it was at night, so it was all lit up, and then every hour it sparkles, and it was just like, oh, it was so beautiful. It really was like my favorite part of the trip. I am not even kidding. And I loved so much of this trip, but like, that was so cool. And then that night we just went to dinner, kind of like strolled the city a little bit, and yeah, that was kind of it. That was our first night. That was the night, I mean, it was really cold. The rest of the trip in both places, we had pretty good weather, but that first night was really cold in Paris. Woke up early the next morning, and Sarah and I went to the Louvre. Her and Brittany had already been to the Louvre last year, so they were like, they pretty much just did this exact trip. We went to the Louvre. I've been so obsessed with the art heist, and we saw the place where it happened. It's like right at the entrance. Everybody was saying that it was like right across from the Mona Lisa, and that she saw the whole thing happen. Totally false. The Mona Lisa is so far away from where these jewels were. Like, they would have had to go way further into the museum to get her, and at that point they probably would have been caught. Also, that day, I think, is when I learned that the password to the security system at the Louvre is Louvre. So I think I would have rather learned that it was password. I don't know which one is worse. So, but yeah, we got to see the Mona Lisa, which was cool. Got to see all of the statues. That was probably mine and Sarah's favorite, is like the marble sculpted statues. So yeah, did that, and then, sorry, I have to consult my notes on my phone to see, oh yeah, okay, so after that we went to the Arc de Triomphe, which was absolutely gorgeous, and it's basically where the French honor their military, and specifically, I believe it was built after the French Revolution. I'm pretty sure. And then after World War I, they buried a bunch of like soldiers that they never identified to honor them. Like, they buried them there. I think I'm explaining this horribly, but it was built after the French Revolution, and then I know the thing about World War I. So that's that. Sorry if I totally butchered that. Look it up for yourself. But yeah, it was really cool. we bought tickets to go to the top, and I came to the realization that, oh, maybe I shouldn't have bought this ticket and I should have just waited for them, because it was obviously, there's no elevator, like there's not going to be an elevator at the Arc de Triomphe. And that was me basically testing if my leg was okay, because it was 19 flights of stairs up and 19 down. Brittany counted every single step, so that's how we know that. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, like I also was very humbled that like I definitely need to get in the gym again, because I was literally sweating and out of breath and like gonna die. Also, Amanda's texting me right now. I'll tell her that I'm podcasting and that I miss her. She's currently cleaning her car, in case anybody was wondering. Where was I? Oh yeah, so 19 flights of stairs up. I was definitely like dying, but no leg pain, which was good. Got to the top. The view was so beautiful. Paris in the fall time was just like an unreal experience. Like just, oh my gosh, it was so gorgeous. We took a bunch of pictures and videos of our views, just really took it in, all of the like trees with the colored leaves. It was amazing. Then went back down, and then after that, so we found our favorite cafe. I forgot what it's called, but I'll put pictures of it in the YouTube video. Our server, we were there the night before, and he was like, you guys have to come back tomorrow and come and see us again. So we did. His name was Zach. He was like the general manager. I'm assuming he was like pretty high up with the restaurant. He seemed like he had some power there, and he was giving us free glasses of wine. They wanted us to stay and hang out. So yeah, that next day that we came back, we ended up staying there for like 4 hours, because they just kept being like, we'll bring you more wine, like we'll do this, we'll do that. Brittany got some mud on her coat. She was wearing like a really long trench coat, and when we were at the Eiffel Tower the night before, it was pretty muddy and she got mud on it. And he literally came over and he got on his hands and knees and was cleaning it with like a wet washcloth. Like, it was just, they were so nice. And people say that like Parisians specifically are rude. We did not get that at all. Like, everybody was so nice, and I don't know, I think it depends on your attitude towards them too. And obviously we were very nice and respectful, and I think that like as long as you are, like I would assume that they would be too. But yeah, we had nothing but good experiences. So we ended up hanging out at that cafe for like a while, and then we went back to the Eiffel Tower because we just wanted to see it during the day, and we walked along the Seine River also. So again, very cool to see. I took some pictures in front of the Olympic rings, and the rings were on the tower, but they've since been taken down and now they're just like in front of it. So I had to get a picture with the Olympic rings. Big Olympic fan over here. Went back to the hotel, took like a little power nap. I had the girls watching Masters of the Air, which is like my favorite show ever. And since we were in Europe, and specifically like in places where World War II was definitely like at the forefront, like one of the settings, I guess, of World War II, that's what the show is about. It's about World War II pilots. So I made the girls watch it while we were there. They loved it. So I'm pretty sure that's when I was taking a nap and they were like watching that show on my iPad. We got ready for the night, we went to dinner, and then we went to a jazz bar, which was really cool. You know, it's in the name. It's just like jazz music, people dancing. We went to another bar after that. They brought us free tequila shots there. So that was cool. I have not taken a tequila shot in a long, long time. I probably won't again for a long time. But honestly, like for as crazy as that sounds, it was actually a pretty chill night. I did get up and dance with a French man for approximately 1 minute, no, maybe 45 seconds, and then got embarrassed and ran back to my seat. And then I saw videos of myself and realized that I had every right to be embarrassed, because I am a horrible dancer and I have no rhythm at all, and I have noodle arms. Next day, so this was our third day there. We walked, this was our big walking day. We walked miles this day. We walked to the Luxembourg Gardens, which was absolutely unreal. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I posted a picture of me like in the gray cardigan on my Instagram. That's the setting for that. Oh my gosh, it was just like unreal, so gorgeous. It's also, there's a really beautiful building. It's the Luxembourg, fill in the blank, I can't think of it right now, but it's where their Congress, I don't think they call it a Congress, but where their legislative branch meets. The grounds were absolutely gorgeous. There was people playing tennis and pickleball, and yeah, it was really beautiful. And then we walked over to this really cute little, like kind of where you get like hot chocolate and a macaron. I always want to say macaroon, but I know it's actually a macaron, so I'm trying to be better about saying it correctly. And that's exactly what we did. We got hot chocolate and macarons. That day was shopping for the rest of the day. So we had kind of a shopping day. We like went to the mall there. Sarah wanted to see this like dome at the top. Like you go to the top floor of the mall and there's like this huge dome, and that was really pretty. So we saw that, and then I was like, I want to spend some money. So I did a whole TikTok haul of like everything that I bought. I didn't buy anything too crazy. The most expensive thing I bought was Celine perfume that I will probably have forever. Like I feel like it takes so long to get through perfume anyway. I was this close to buying Miu Miu jeans. I did end up thrifting a red leather jacket that I'm really excited about, and it was much cheaper than the Miu Miu jeans. So I still got something fun and cool. And then the next day we saw Notre Dame, which was just unreal. The fact that it was built, I think it was started in 1100 and finished in 1200. So it took 100 years to build. But think about like, they were doing that type of architecture in 1100 and almost 1,000 years ago. It's just wild to me, because then you look at the buildings here, like in the US, and they're very cookie cutter, most of them rectangle, big windows, and this is like so intricate, and there's so much meaning and history behind it. It's just like, that was somebody's life work. Like working on one pillar was their entire life's work. So cool. They are doing tours, I think, of just the first level at this point, because they're still rebuilding the top where the fire happened, but we didn't do a tour, we just saw it. We also went to the Monet Museum, which is not called the Monet Museum. It is actually called, and I'm gonna grab this little book over here because I did buy a little coffee table book. Isn't this like adorable? It's called the Musée de l'Orangerie. I don't know. We got to see Monet's water lilies, and then walked through the rest of the museum. They had Picassos, they had, I don't think they had any Van Goghs, but they had a bunch of famous artists, and it was really cool. I love an art museum. I could do like a whole trip where I just like go from art museum to art museum. And then later on that day, we went to the Shakespeare bookstore. I don't really know like the history of why it is the Shakespeare bookstore. Like, I don't know if I don't know what his influence on the bookstore is necessarily. I got my sister 2 books from there. A lot of this trip, like I felt like I bought a lot, but it was like all for other people. Yeah, like I felt like I was like, oh my gosh, I'm buying way too much stuff. But then I'd be like, I have bought like almost no things for myself. Wow, that was great grammar. So yeah, bought my sister 2 like classic classic literature books with like the, oh my gosh, I don't know how to explain this. Like the same covers, like the same editions. I don't know. Okay, I got her Sherlock Holmes and then Little Women. We then got home, where we got back to the hotel, and we realized that our flight the next morning to Barcelona was canceled because of weather in Spain. So we had to scramble and rebook, and the airline was telling us at first that they couldn't rebook us for like 3 days. So it was Wednesday, and they were saying Saturday was when we could rebook, and we were like, no, that literally can't happen. Like we have to be able to fly. Like we're gonna miss our entire Spain trip if we don't do this. It all got worked out, but we ended up having to fly hours earlier than we thought, so we had to like wake up pretty early. We thought we were gonna have like a chill morning in Paris, and then yeah, none of that happened. I had postcards that I really wanted to mail, and to like my parents and my grandparents, and I was gonna do it that morning, but then literally like we had to wake up at like 6 and leave. So yeah, kind of a bummer. But then that morning we were going down to get on the train, and our train was canceled because there was some sort of like, I don't know, incident or something. So we had to scramble last minute in Uber. We Ubered to the airport. I'm not gonna like explain this in detail because it's like kind of boring, but it was just all very chaotic. Our flight was delayed. Then we ended up having to sit on the plane for over an hour just on the tarmac waiting. We finally take off. We get to Spain, yay. And then we have to wait for our bags for another like hour. It was just like a very long travel day, but we ended up getting to the hotel in Spain at 3. And that is when check-in was. Sorry, my mouth is getting a little dry. But yeah, that was when check-in was. And so it all ended up, like all of that, it still ended up being like absolutely perfect. Our hotel in Spain was called, I should have probably looked this up before. I think it was called Duquesa Cardona. Again, I'll put it on the screen, and then on the podcast, I'll put it in the show notes. It was on the port. So we had a really cool, well, we didn't have a cool view like out the back, but when we were like on the rooftop of the hotel, which we did a few times just to get drinks and stuff, like that view was beautiful, amazing, perfect, so cool. Weather was a little bit warmer there, definitely warmer than Paris, but still like in the 60s, like low 60s, so not warm, but not cold, which was good. Like we didn't have to wear coats or anything, which was nice because I was definitely over coats. I'm a summer girl. I do not like being cold, and I do not like wearing layers. That day we went to dinner, we got drinks on the rooftop, like we just kind of like were a little bit low-key. We walked around a little bit, but we were really tired from our dramatic travel day. Sorry if you can hear the sirens right now, sounds of the city. The next morning we went to Park Güell, which is a park that was architected, created, built, you guys know what I mean, by Gaudi, who is a very famous architect from Spain. We went to Park Güell. You've probably seen the pictures that people will post of like the tiled benches, and then it overlooks like all of Barcelona. It was really cool. So we walked all through there, got our pictures, and then after that, we went downtown to like the main strip, which I'm forgetting what that street is called, but we went to go see another one of his buildings, which is called Casa it's either Batillo or Batio. We did not go in there. I don't even know if you could, but we just saw the front of it. Really cool, really pretty. And then we just strolled, which is like the best way to travel. Like we basically had one thing scheduled each day, and then the rest of it was like, let's just explore, which I think is like so perfect. In Paris, we definitely had more, like it was kind of like boom, 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 boom. Spain, we were much more relaxed of like, okay, we're gonna do this, and then whatever you guys want to do, we can stroll, we can go to the hotel, like we can do whatever, we can go to the beach. Like it was really like open, which was nice. And I definitely think that's like kind of the way to do Barcelona. That night is also when we had our big night out of the trip. So we definitely wanted to experience the nightlife in Spain. It's, you know, people talk about it. We had to experience it, and boy, did we ever. We went to this speakeasy that was in like, it looked like a convenience store, and then you go through and they like let you in and blah, blah, blah. And it was cool. I was also filming a TikTok to Ed Sheeran's Barcelona song. I was filming like a music video. So we got people there to participate in the music video, which was really funny. I literally like, walked up to these two guys who were like our age, and I was like, you guys have to be in my TikTok. And they were like, okay. They were really confused, but they took direction well, and they did so well. And I wish that I could show them the video. I don't even know their names. Like, I'll never see them again. We were trying to go to this other speakeasy, and their line queue was closed. So then we were like, let's just go there to this bar that was right across the street. And things got a little crazy. Yeah, I mean, it was really fun. We had a good time. We left at 4 a.m. Yeah. I've never been out until 4 a.m. in my entire life. Never, not even in Miami. The drinks were flowing, the Italian boys were flirting, and that's what it is. So that was really fun though. Got back to the hotel, went to bed, had a 7:30 a.m. wake up call. Yes, you heard that correctly. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. That's not true. That is a complete and total lie. We had a 9:30 wake up call because we had to go to La Sagrada Familia at 11. So we slept for 4 hours, got up, got ourselves together, barely. We were all so hungover, but more than being hungover, we were so dead tired because I actually really don't think any of the three of us were that hungover. I more so think we were all so tired that we like wanted to die. But we Ubered to La Sagrada Familia, also designed by Gaudi. It is a Catholic cathedral, and it is not even finished yet. They're finishing it by 2035, I believe. I mean, it was unreal. Like, it was gorgeous. We did the tour. I will say, if you're going to Barcelona, do the tour instead of just seeing it, because you want to hear about the history of it. You want to get to go inside. There's like every single design choice was an intentional choice and like very specific. The pillars, the sizes of the pillars, the stained glass and where the stained glass is, and what the color scheme is depending on where in the cathedral you are, and the things, you know, etched into the outside, like so gorgeous. I feel like I keep saying beautiful, gorgeous, amazing, cool, but that was the trip. We went and got ramen, which I know is not very Spanish of us, but then we went back to the hotel and we were like, we need to take a nap. Which normally on a vacation, I wouldn't be like laying in the hotel in the afternoon for 3 hours, but also that was our siesta and we were just living like the locals. So we literally all got, the hotel bed was huge, so we all got in this bed and fell asleep and literally like fully recharged. And then we met up with Serena, who is friends with Sarah and Brittany in Santa Barbara. She is studying abroad in Madrid. So she, I believe, took the train to Barcelona. We met up with her, went to dinner, we got gelato. I was obsessed with this Dubai chocolate gelato, and I got it 2 nights in a row because I was that obsessed with it. That night we also like strolled around a bit and just saw the city. And then the next morning, we were gonna go to this farmer's market, but it was closed on Sundays because people are at church, which is great. I kind of love that. But as a tourist, you like want everything to be open for you because you're selfish. We went to these greenhouses and just like walked through the greenhouses, which was really cool. It kind of sounds like, okay, it's a greenhouse, but like it was very cool. There was like 2 big ones to walk through, and then you keep going down the path and then there's another like huge one. After that, we wanted to go to the beach. Again, it was not warm enough to like be on the beach, but we at least wanted to like get close to it and see it. So we walked along the water. There's all these beach clubs like right on the beach. And so obviously like it wasn't club time, it was like the afternoon. Just stopped at one, and they do lunch and stuff during the day. So it was really cool. This place looked like Tulum. Like it was like, I don't know, just like very Tulum vibes. But the inside, it was kind of funny because then you're like in a legit club, like to go to the bathroom, and you're like, oh wow, what does this place look like at like 4 a.m? Probably crazy. We basically got held hostage at that place because our server did not want to bring us our check, and we asked like 10 times and he just kept being like, no, I'm gonna miss you guys too much. And we were like, oh, bring us our check. So he was nice, but like at a certain point, like Brittany was like, this was funny at first and now we're being held hostage. Like we need to go. Like we've been here for so long, like we ate our food. They were not bringing us any free drinks, so we're not incentivizing us to stick around. And then he gave me and Sarah a kiss, not on the lips, but like on the forehead. He was really enamored by us. We, for lunch, ended up meeting up with Serena again, and we went to this cool rooftop lunch place where we could see the La Sagrada Familia was right in front of us, so really cool view. I got the best tacos. Imagine that, good tacos in Spain. The sangria in Spain is obviously what they're known for. I did get that a few times, but I don't really like sangria because I do not like red wine. And I know if you get the white wine sangria, they look at you like you're crazy. So I knew I had to be like authentic, but red wine like makes me feel ill. It does not agree with me. It's like so acidic that there's something about it that just like does not agree with me. And then that night we had to pack up because we had to leave early for the airport the next morning. And flying home, we flew Aer Lingus, which is an Irish airline. So our stop was in Dublin. And honestly, like we definitely had the travel day giggles the whole time. But I will say, this is what I will leave you guys with, the last story. And this will stick with me for the rest of my life because I will always wonder what this man meant when he said this to us. We're on our flight from Dublin to Los Angeles, And this Irish flight attendant, literally like 45 minutes into the flight, Sarah and I are sitting in our own like 2 seats, and then Brittany is in the kind of like middle section of hers. And the flight attendant is walking through the aisles, and he goes, and it's like noon at this point, he goes, "Everybody, window shades down, we're flying into darkness," in his Irish accent, which I can't do. And then he proceeded to say that 25 more times going up the aisle. "Window shades down, we're flying into darkness. Window shades down, we're flying into darkness." It was completely light outside, mind you, like blinding sun. I look at Sarah and I was like, we're flying into darkness. Like, what does he know that we don't know? Like, is he saying we're about to die? Like, what darkness? And the whole, like, we're flying into darkness. So the whole time I would like lift up, like Sarah would be like, "Let's see the darkness." And I would like lift up my window shade. It was blinding light. I'm so confused. Like, I do not know what he meant by that, but it freaked me out. I was like, what do you mean we're flying into darkness? What kind of darkness? But yeah, and then landed in LA. I ran back from Terminal B, which is at the end of LAX, all the way to Terminal 1, which is at the other end of the airport, and got on my Southwest flight and got home to Sacramento. And I think this week, I got home 2 weeks ago at this point. And this week is the first time that I have been feeling like I'm caught up with sleep and stuff. I didn't think I would be that jet lagged, but I definitely was. And that's literally the whole trip. Like I said, it was the best trip. It was really like life-changing and eye-opening, just seeing other parts of the world and how other people live, and just like it makes you, I don't know, it was just like very impactful. I definitely have the travel bug now. I am going to London next summer with my friend Gina, so that will be really fun. That'll be the next time I leave the country. But now I'm like, okay, international trip every year, like I have to. It was just amazing, and I loved literally every second of it. I'm very thankful. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to the pod. Thank you for watching my YouTube video. Okay, I'm gonna end the YouTube video here. I'm gonna film a separate outro for the podcast. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna start posting weekly, I promise. So yeah, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, like this video, comment on this video, tell me what you want to see on this channel. 2026 is my year of doing YouTube. So yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.